So I did finish up this single color portion of my Advent scarf last night. So now I need to add in the two colors on the side. And I have, how many rows? 10 rows to do. So 10 rows left on day 18, and then I'm on to day 19. And day 18 is done. I'm ready to get on to day 19 now. I like this design. It's a fun design. Let's take another look at 18, see how much, if it looks better in the daylight or if it looks better. Stay open, lid. And it gives us a better look at the color. It looked pretty gray last night when I filmed when it was pretty dark. So that's day 18. Very pretty color. Put that one back. And today we'll take a look at day 19. What does day 19 have for us? Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. Oh, I love this. Look at that. That is so pretty. I really got to get a wiggle on that Anthology throw so that I can get to more of these gorgeous colors. I love this color. Hi everyone, so it's Vlogmas day 19. We're getting closer to the end of Vlogmas now, and it's about 5 after 4 this afternoon. I've been out this afternoon for a couple hours. I went and did a blood donation. I try to go as often as I can and have been donating blood for the past several years, 5-10 years now. I'm up to donating with the Red Cross. That's who I donate with, is the American Red Cross, because they're the ones local to us, and the one I have access to donating with. I donated with a different organization. Actually, I've only been donating with Red Cross for 5 years. That's right. When we moved down to southern Pennsylvania, we were about an hour and a half farther north than we are now before, and I donated with a different organization then. That's right, I forgot about that. So I've been donating with Red Cross since 2017, and I'm a little over 3 gallons of blood I've donated so far. So 27, actually up to today, 29 units of blood I've donated. So I am able to do what the Red Cross calls a Power Red donation, and basically that's a double donation. They hook you up to a machine, they do one draw, pull out a pint, and this machine separates out all the red blood cells in the red blood portion and separates that out from the plasma and platelets. And after they pulled the first pint, separated it, the machine reverses and they replace the plasma platelet and add saline to it, and they return that to you. And then once they've returned the first batch of plasma and platelets, they reverse the machine again and they draw a second pint of blood. And again goes through the process where they extract the red blood cells and all of that part of the blood and separate out the plasma platelets, that stuff, and with more saline, and they return that second batch to you. So it takes, my appointment was for 2 o'clock, and by the time I got checked in and went through the medical check thing where they check your hemoglobin and blood pressure and pulse, temperature, all that stuff. It was about 20 past, and they got started, and it was a little after 3 o'clock Yeah, it was a little bit after 3 o'clock by the time I was finished and able to go and have my snack afterwards. So I have no troubles doing the Power Red. I'm only able to donate 3 times a year, so it's only once every 4 months. You can only donate half as often when you do a double. And I hit all of the requirements. There's strict requirements for who qualifies to do a Power Red donation. I have type O positive blood, which is, they only want Power Red from people who are O positive, O negative, A negative, and B negative are the only types that they need, or that there's a high enough demand for that blood. So I'm O positive. You have to hit the height and weight requirements. So for women, you have to be more than 5'5" or 5'6". You either have to be 5'5" or 5'6" or taller, and over 150 pounds. So I'm okay with that. I'm 5'6", and I'm definitely over 150 pounds. So I hit those requirements. And the third requirement is you have to have a relatively high level of, or your hemoglobin count has to be high, or on the higher end of normal. So if you have a low hemoglobin count, it's too taxing on your system to do a double. I believe it has to be over 13.5, 13 point something. I went in April to donate, and mine was only 13.1, so I could only do a regular whole blood donation. But all the rest of the times I've been, over the past, I don't know how long, quite some time, my level has been, it's usually 14, 15. Today it was 15.8. My hemoglobin has always been on the high end of normal or slightly above normal for women. So my hemoglobin's almost always fine. They do a little, they prick the side of your finger and do a little rapid test to see what the hemoglobin level is. So mine was 15.8 today, so that's not a problem. But it does take about a half an hour longer than a regular donation. And I'm able to do it. I don't have any adverse reaction to it. Some people, they find it too draining, literally, excuse the pun. they physically, it doesn't sit well with them. So I've had no troubles doing the Power Red donations. So as long as I qualify, I will continue to do those. I'm not eligible to donate again until after the 10th of April. So it's a long stretch. I donate in April, August, and December. Right now is the schedule I've settled into. So I'm only able to donate the 3 times a year, but I'm more than happy to donate as often as I'm physically allowed to do so. And as long as my health allows it, I'm more than happy to be able to donate blood and help people that need it. Especially the holiday time, there's people who, at all times of the year, but the holiday time of year, there's often a greater need with more people traveling and more accidents and all that stuff. So that's how I spent my afternoon. I was going to film when I was there, but there was a lot of people there. I didn't want to get other people in there, and I also didn't really want to film some of it in case there's people that are watching that might be squeamish. The sight of blood doesn't bother me whatsoever, but I know it does bother some people, so I didn't want to film any of the process. So I didn't film any of that. I still have all the bandaging on. I've got the red elastic bandage on. I have to keep that on. They said to keep that on for at least an hour after you're done. So I'll leave it for probably another half hour or so. I'll take the bandaging off, or the red bandage off, and then the regular Band-Aid and the little gauze lump I'll leave that until they said no, don't take that off for about 5 hours. So I'll wait till closer to evening or bedtime, and I'll take it off then, and I'll wash up my arm and stuff, and then it'll be good. So that's how I spent my afternoon. I'm home now. I'm going to make for supper tonight. Oftentimes after I donate blood, I like to treat myself. I'm not doing it today. This is one of the first times I have not done this. But I typically like to go out and have a steak dinner. So have some steak and broccoli and whatever else. So I like to kind of get the higher iron-rich foods in, but we don't have the time. We're just not able to get out and do that tonight. So I'm going to make what's known as the lazy version of cabbage roll in a bowl. Not cabbage roll. What do they call them? Egg roll in a bowl. So I just cook up a pound of ground sausage with some onion, and then I add a bag of coleslaw mix and mix that together, and it's most of the ingredients that go inside an egg roll. I almost said cabbage roll again. Good grief. So we're going to make that for supper tonight with some toast, cheese, and tomato sandwiches to go along with it, just because we have some ripe tomatoes that need to be eaten. So that's the plans for supper tonight. And I'm going to continue on with working on my Advent scarf. I got 6 rows done on day 19 this morning on the scarf, so I'm going to finish that up, and then I'm going to put the leftover from day 7 on my Anthology throw. I've got the little blob of extra yarn. I'm going to add that to my Advent leftover socks, and then once I've done that, if time's still permitting, I'll spend some time working on my Anthology throw. So I've been yakking here for you for almost 10 minutes. Anyway, I'll stop talking and get back to working on my Advent scarf. I just wanted to tell you about the blood donation stuff, because that was kind of a highlight of my day. And day 19 is all done now. So I still have a bunch of ends that need to be tucked in. I will do that tomorrow. And next up, I'm going to get back to working on my leftover Advent yarn socks. So I'm going to add in the leftover from day 7. Alrighty, I'm going to sign off for the day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Night. Or goodbye, whatever time of day you're watching this.